Hello everyone, welcome to this seated session. Make sure that you feel comfortable in yourself, that you are wearing loose clothing, that you have some water available. I would recommend a couple of bricks or books, also a belt, whether it's a yoga belt or any kind of belt that allows you to extend the arms out, as well as a blanket. I'm currently sitting on mine because my chair slopes a little bit, but you may have it on the side, or you might even be seated on it. Let's start by being comfortably seated in the back of the chair. If your feet do not touch the floor completely, then I would recommend to use the books, one under each foot, and for this it probably would be more comfortable to have them at the same height. Take your palms facing up towards the ceiling and the hands on the thighs, the elbows releasing towards the waistline. Keep the crown of the head in line with your spine so that the front of the throat and the back of the neck are fairly long and the chin is parallel to the floor. Close your eyes. And let's take a few breaths to start noticing what it feels like to be us today. Maybe noticing the kind of day we've had so far. Noticing how we feel physically, mentally. Acknowledging how we are. Notice your breath too. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose if that's comfortable for you. If not, breathe any way that feels indeed comfortable for you. Notice perhaps areas in your physical body where there might be a little bit of tension or discomfort. See whether you can, allowing your breath to become a little deeper, a little longer, whether you can bring the breath to that particular area to release tension. When you are ready to, bring the breath, the awareness of the breath into your torso and feel that you're expanding outwards as you inhale and inwards as you exhale. Next, upwards as you inhale, downwards as you exhale. Then forward as you inhale, so the torso, the belly maybe lifts as if you had a balloon in your belly. And as you exhale, you go backward as if the belly was going to kiss the spine. And then allow your breath to come back to its natural pattern. Slowly open your eyes. And then bring the awareness into your neck to start with. To start with, as you inhale, you'll gaze forward, and as you exhale, you'll gaze over towards your left. Inhale back through to the center, exhale over towards the right. Let's do this twice more. Inhale to the center, exhale to the left. Inhale to the center, exhale to the right. Once more. Inhale back through towards the center. This time, inhale, look up towards the ceiling, front of throat long. Come back as you exhale, tuck the chin in towards the chest. Twice more. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Make sure that you feel comfortable in your neck to do this. You don't have to bring the chin as high up or as low down. Come back to the center. This time, let's allow the ear to fall towards the shoulder. That's the left ear towards the left shoulder. And then from this, you're going to, with the chin, down and up as you exhale. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale, come back to the center. Then the head comes back to the middle. Take a breath here. Over to the other side. So it's your right ear to the right shoulder. Now I notice that my left shoulder wants to come a little bit more forward because of tightness in my own body. I'm going to make sure that the shoulders are aligned. This may or may not be the case for you. And again, we inhale down, exhale up, inhale down with the nose on a diagonal, looking to the outside of the thigh, exhale up, once more. Then come back to the middle with the nose, to the center, and then to the middle with the head. And then bring those shoulders up and back and down. So we're starting to take a little bit of movement into the shoulders, and then we'll take it in the other direction. Good. Now let's take our arms out, and then we're going to bring the hands down and up. And down and up and down and up and down and up. Then take your thumbs towards your hands, make the fists with your hands, and then take some rotation into your wrists and change direction. Good. From there, you're going to place the hands down towards the floor, towards your thigh, sorry. You're going to inhale, lift and turn the palms up. Exhale, lift the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Now inhale, turn the arms, bring the arms to level with the shoulders. Exhale, turn the palms down. If I can follow my own cue, let's do it twice more. So we inhale, twist at the elbows to bring the palms up. Exhale, lift. Inhale, bring palms up to shoulder height. Exhale, release. Once more. Inhale, halfway. Open up. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, halfway. Turn down. Exhale, release. Good. Bring your fingers to your shoulders, and then if you can, your elbows will touch as if they were kissing. Otherwise, they'll just come as close towards one another as they can. Make some circles directly forward with your elbows, and then you're going to make those circles a little bit bigger if you can. Let's change direction. If you feel that there's too much to start with, then you can keep to those little circles, otherwise you're going to go bigger and bigger and bigger. It certainly warms you up in the shoulders and the arms, and then we can release. Well done. You can take one arm on top, the other arm on top. Also, this serves as giving you a little bit of a breathe through the arms, under the armpits. Good, and then arms flop around. Have your belt at hand, and then you're going to come a little bit more towards the front of the mat. So your bottom is on the edge. so that you have a little bit of space behind you. And I'll show you on the side what this looks like, if I have enough space, hopefully. So from there, we've got the arms fairly wide, so that when we inhale, we lift the arms up above the head. When we exhale, we can bring the arms back behind us. Not a guarantee this will happen depending on the shoulder flexibility. Inhale, lift up, exhale down. We'd like to avoid that scenario, and if this is going to happen and bring you discomfort in the shoulders, do not go as far out, simply inhale and exhale, release. So trust your body to be doing the right thing. So continue, and I'll show you on the side how this looks. We're trying to keep the ribs in. So we inhale, lift up, exhale, we open behind. So it opens into the chest a little bit. Inhale up, exhale down. Good. One last time. Good, so you might start to feel a little bit of warming into the chest here. You can release your belt to the side. And then we'll here take a little bit of a folding forward. So take your legs a little bit wider. You're going to inhale, lift the chest, and as you exhale, bring yourself forward and down with the head. So my hands are at the front of my knees here. Then I'm going to inhale, press the palms, lift up. And then have my shoulder blades come towards one another, so rolling my shoulders together, so I'm chest bumping a little bit if you like. Then I'm going to inhale, come down. So I'm staying for a full breath down. Then I'm coming back up, inhale, and then keeping as I exhale the shoulders together. Maybe gazing up if the neck allows it. One last time. Inhale, folding in. My hands are going a little further down now from the flexibility happening, the opening into my back, and I'm coming back up. As I inhale, and on my exhale, I stay. Good. Just a little bit of mobility for the spine here. Come back through to the center. Come right at the edge of your seat there. And again, you have your legs fairly wide. You're going to place your right arm onto your right thigh. Now, it depends on your body proportions, I find. So some of you may well be very comfortable to be like this for a while. I like the support of a brick or a book underneath, or maybe even the folded blanket. So that here, I've got a little bit more height. And so I'm going to open my arm out to the side, then the palm up, and if I can, I'm going to reach to the side. So my left sitting bone's down to the floor, I'm stretching onto the side of the body. Not comfortable with the shoulder, you bend your elbow. Really not comfortable still, hold on to the back of the chair. So the idea is to open the chest as well as getting that side bend. Stay here for a few breaths if you can. Relax the head. Planting the feet at all times. Then we inhale, we come back up. We find ourselves centering once more, noticing the sensation, and perhaps if we've brought a little bit more weight to the side, let's try to keep even and balanced. You may move your block or your brick, your blanket to the other side, or nothing at all, depending on your body shape and proportions. And then I'm turning towards the right side, taking my arm out, turning my palm up, and then I'm going to take it overhead. I'm trying to keep the bottom shoulder quite relaxed, but I'm really pushing my right even sitting bone down to the floor in the hip, so that I'm not rolling to the side. Remember your option, the arm could be behind the head, could be on the chair, could even be on the thigh, as long as you're opening the chest and getting an idea of a side bend here. Good, a couple more breaths here. Then let's inhale, come all the way back up. Good. From this you can release the brick to the side. We're going to take our legs together. I keep moving my chair just so that you can see a little bit better, but it's not needed for you, it can stay where it is. Here I'm going to be again on the edge so that I have a little bit of space to take a twist. Both feet planted. I'm going to lift my right arm, left arm even, and release it to the outside of the back of the chair. And then I'm going to turn this way. So I could have the hand, right arm to the outside of the left leg, or I could have it on the chair, it depends really. And I will show you what it looks like from the back view on the other side if you like. Make sure that your hips are level and that you feel comfortable in your twist. Then you bring the gaze back through towards the knees and the spine back through towards the knees. I will just swap it around so that you can see. It will look like I'm on the same side because I'm moving everything around. You're doing the other side, so both knees facing forward. Take the arm that's closer to the chair above the head and either to the back of the chair or on the side or the back as support. The other arm can be to the outside of the leg or it could be on the chair. Inhale, lift, and you exhale, you twist. Trying to keep your knees facing forward. If you allow your knees to come with you, you don't get as much of a spinal twist. Very good to get those spinal twists going, to refresh the muscles, work the spina erecta, the muscles that are on the side of the back, as well as the whole of the back really. Well done. So you've come back through towards the centre, and what we're going to do here is simply fold forward into a forward bend here to release the back. So you may come again to the edge of your chair and then have the arms onto the forearms, onto the legs, and allow yourself to release here, or you can even allow the entire body to fold forward and down with the hands draping towards the floor. Slowly and curl yourself back up. Well done. And we'll move on to our legs, warming into our legs a little bit more. Again, you may want to be either onto the edge of your seat, or you might want to be supported and have a block or a brick underneath the hands here. From there, we're going to have the right foot still on the floor. We're going to extend the left leg and take some ankle rolls. If it's not for you, you could well have the foot to the floor and move the ankle from being on the floor. That's not a problem, and you change direction at some point. Just depends on how much you can use your core and your balance. Let's do this onto the other side. So we extend the leg. We can work those circles from the floor or lifting the leg. Good, let's release here. And then from here, we'll be working a little bit more onto the hip. So you can extend the leg and either keep it to the floor and make some circles with your heel on the floor, or you can lift the leg and make some circles too. Now this requires a little bit more of a core control, so you may well want to hold the chair, and then we'll do this in the other direction. The idea is to get those circles going into the hip. Good, let's move to the other side. Extend the leg, either keep the foot to the floor, or you can lift the leg and make those circles. It's up to you. You might need to be a little bit more forward on your chair for this. See what feels right. Have a try. And then release. Good. From this now, let's see whether we can open up a little bit more into the hip. Bring your bricks or your books. I mean, some of you may well be very comfortable to have the feet like this. Now, my heels do not touch the floor. I need a little bit more support. I'm actually going to take one on top of the other. This really depends on how open your hips are. So here, I've lifted the floor to meet my legs, my feet rather, so that I can open my legs out to the side. I'm going to keep my hands onto my knees, keep the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, and I'm going to very gently, if I can, press my feet together, the mound of my toes, or the ball rather, of my feet and my heels together. I'm not pushing with my hands, I'm literally resting my hands there, keeping that length, and I can feel the back muscles activating. And I'm going to bring my knees together, good, and then extend the legs. The next posture, there's several ways of doing this essentially. Your option, and I want you to have the best view of this, so I'm backing myself into the corner. You could be on the edge of the chair and have the right knee bent and the bricks under the foot to the side, and allow that foot to open out. So essentially it's a little bit like a half cobbler posture that we just did, but with the legs opening out to the side. Some of you may have this a little bit further forward. Some of you may be able to bring the shin to the top of the thigh here. And then see whether you can extend that leg. You can stay here and hold, or you can come a little further forward into your figure of four here. Then inhale, come all the way back up, slide the right leg back to the floor, and to make it a little bit more intense, you can come up onto the toes and keep gently moving that left thigh out. A little bit more like a pigeon, if you like. Come back, both feet down, give those legs a little bit of a shake. You can shift it to the other side, so move it to the other side by having the left foot in line with the hip, the bricks to the floor, and then if you want to, you can take them out a little bit to the side. And this may well be enough height, enough lift on that bent knee leg for you, or you might be able to lift and bring this here. See how it feels, notice maybe the difference in size. Is it tighter, looser, easier? Then extend the leg if you wish and bring yourself forward. So you would be doing exactly the same on the other side, and you might even feel something happening around the hips and the legs. Monitor how your back feels, only ever go as far as you feel is comfortable, and that's paramount. Very gently come all the way back up. And you can take this a little further by lifting the heel of that left foot, or just keeping as you were really. Keeping the spine long, opening the right knee out, gently, never forcing. Breathing allows for a little bit more ease into the movement. And then we'll release the standing foot, we'll release the other leg as well. Well done. Moving on to a couple of warriors here. Actually, we'll start with a little bit more opening into the front of the body by taking the right foot down to the floor and extending the left leg. Slide forward here. So you keep the chest open and you might have the hand down onto the bottom of the chair or the back of the chair. And if you can, this may well be enough, so you're rolling the shoulder back together. Or having the right foot underneath the right knee and the left leg extended, you're going to lift your bum up off the floor. If it's not comfortable for you, then simply pointing the toes of that left foot down will help open into the front of the body. Come back, and then I think I will demonstrate it a little bit better if I go back on the other side. On the other side, we extend the right leg. I'm still on the edge. I'm taking my hands behind you and I'm either pointing my foot or here pressing my left foot down into the floor. That's left foot under the left knee. I'm lifting. And releasing. Good back bend, good opening into the front of the body, and good core strengthener as well. Release your hands, bring your feet, both feet back under the knees. Being on the side here, so I'm going to ask you to perhaps have your blocks or your bricks at hand, and we're going to go for a variation of our warrior one. So here I've got my left thigh onto the chair and my right leg back. I'm holding onto the back of the chair here. This is already quite a strong happening here. I've got my toes tucked, but it might not be available to you. So you could have the legs a lot closer. Or you could also use our wonderful supports to support the underneath of the knee. So here you feel that you can press down, lift into the chest, maybe even lift the arms into a lunge or Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Arms are optional, you could keep them down to the thigh. Good. Let's take another breath here and then release the hands down. Tuck the back foot, bring it all the way back to being in line with the knee, and then we'll change direction. So simply shuffling over to the other side. This time it is my right thigh that is on the chair. And I'm going to place my brick behind because I suspect it's more or less the same here for me. Whoops, a little bit more out actually. So from this, I want to see that my pelvis is as forward and aligned as possible. And comfortable, of course. Here I can lift the arms up, relax the shoulders, focus on the breath. You could, of course, take the back leg a little further back if there's not much sensation into the back leg. You might not even need your block or your brick. Remember to only ever work about what feels right in your body. Let's take another breath here. Then release the hands to the thighs, bring the back leg in and all the way towards the front. And then bring the legs back through towards the center once more. We'll take several different variations of doing a warrior two, but we'll take this one where we've gone down to the corner here of the chair. So I'm facing towards the left side of my chair and my legs are wide. I'm going to turn the torso towards the right leg and lift both my arms to gaze towards the middle finger of my left arm, which is parallel to my left thigh. I'm going to hold the breath here. Sorry, hold the posture, never the breath. Never the breath, my mistake. Then let's turn the left palm facing up towards the ceiling. Take the hand to either the chair or the hip. And then lift here, relaxing the bottom shoulder. So we're reversing a warrior. We can even look behind, or we can look forward, or we can look towards the inside of the upper arm. Come all the way back through towards the center. Release the hands down. Bring the left leg in line with the right leg. Take a breather. Over to the other side. So you're taking yourself to the edge. And then from here, you're going to turn the torso facing towards the left leg and lift your arms up. Option is not to lift the arms, to still keep the hands down, of course, or to have your hands into like a little teapot. Here, arms out. You can gaze towards the middle finger of the front arm and stay there for a few breaths. So your torso is turned towards the front leg, yet your gaze is towards the middle finger of that arm that is parallel to the thigh. So on the right side. Then turn the right palm facing up. Release the left arm wherever is comfortable on your support or your back. And then you're going to lift the arm as well as keeping that left shoulder released. Now the weight might want to come back, but you really want to feel both sitting bones down so that you can take your gaze to wherever feels comfortable. And get a side stretch. Come back through towards the center, release. Bring the right leg back to the center. And take a little bit of a rest here. Good. Let's have another posture on the side. And we're going to take this a step further. So you can always stick with what we've just done, which was the warrior two followed by the reverse warrior. Or you can bring the next one in as well. So we're going to perhaps speed it up, only stay for a couple of breaths in the first couple of postures. Remember to turn your torso towards that standing front leg, lift the arms, gaze towards the middle finger of the arm that is parallel to the leg, to the left arm here. Turn the palm up and then take your moon warrior. Then come back through towards the center. This time release the left forearm to the thigh, turn the palm up, and then take that side angle here. Not dissimilar to what we did at the beginning, but with those knees facing towards the center. Good, and then come back through towards, release the hands down, bring the knee back through towards the front. Let's do that flow on the other side. You could stick to one posture, you could have a break, you could do two postures, you could do the three postures. To the side here. Turn the torso towards that left leg, lift the arms and gaze towards the right arm. Relax the shoulders. Then turn the palm facing up. Hand to your support if need be, or your body. Then we're going to bring the arm back, bend the right arm or right elbow. Take that left arm up, remember your options. Pressing both feet, stretching the side of the body. And then we come back up, release the hands down, take that knee back through towards the front. And find ourselves at the front of the mat. Beautiful. Let's fold forward a little bit more now. Find yourself either at the back of the chair, and you can slide the forearms forward and then simply release your body, draping it over. I've got the knees fairly wide so I can allow space for my chest and my belly, so I can breathe and release the head down. Possibly you have your bricks to support your head if you wanted, if that feels more comfortable. And then slowly take the hands to the thighs, very, very gently bring yourself back up. You can stay here, stretch the legs out. I would, in this case, put the bricks on the floor so that when I stretch my legs out, they are there for support. And then you can bring yourself a little further along. It's a little bit of a try what works for you scenario, always in fact. And then you would bring yourself forward. Make sure that you feel quite comfortable. Or you could come to the edge of your chair and then straighten the legs out. Now, this tilts the pelvis up, so I'm going to get, I think, a nice stretch behind the thighs. And I may even have my bricks here for support, so that when I take my legs wide as feels comfortable, I can release and feel that stretch into the back of the legs. And I can allow my head to dangle down. So remember, you can take the previous option of being in the back of the chair with the legs supported and you fold forward as much as feels comfortable. That is a little easier on the balancing. A little bit more intense stretch, you come to the front of the chair and you have your feet to the floor and you fold forward. A lovely inversion here, slowly and curling yourself back up, so keep your belly in towards the spine, walk the hands back to the top of the legs, hold onto your support and then slide the legs back in. And then one last time, if you wish, you can take hold of the back of the chair or the side. You can release the shoulders out and then you can push yourself up if you want into a reverse tabletop. Or you can do this one leg at a time, lifting the chest, changing sides. For those of you that felt comfortable doing this once, lifting yourself up, you can do this another time, as we maybe lift up one leg at a time. Only if that's comfortable. Again, shake those hands out, shake the shoulders out, and our next posture will be our relaxation. So for your relaxation, I'm going to use my bricks under my feet so that there is no tension into my legs at all. I'm going to use my blanket under my bottom to fill the gap that is my school chair. But you could have it on your shoulders, you could have an item of clothing. You could have whatever feels comfortable. And some of us may want to have the soles of the feet together and the knees wide, or the feet flat, or even the knees knocking in, whatever feels good to you. Make sure that your back is supported so that you can surrender your weight into the support. If it's still fairly early during the day, you could have your palms up towards the ceiling. If it is the evening, why not turn your palms down towards your thighs? And then you can, having your eyes closed, just get a sense of how you are feeling now, after having practiced the seated class. Maybe a little bit more energy running through your body. Maybe some tiredness now that there has been some physical movements. You could be feeling uplifted in your body, uplifted in your mind, relaxed or unsettled. Any feelings and sensations are completely valid. We are all different. We all experience the practices differently. So take it for what it is today. You may practice this particular class again tomorrow and find it has a different effect on you. Now you can focus on your sitting bones, moving into your chair. Everything is slowing down, there's hardly any movement apart from maybe your diaphragm moving very gently with the breath as you inhale and exhale any way that feels comfortable. Your face relaxed. You can separate your teeth and your lips to allow the tongue to drop down. Stay here enjoying the quiet moment for another few breaths. When you feel ready to, slowly bring the awareness into your body. Taste the saliva in your mouth. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Come up onto your toes so your heels are lifted. Lift your hands and take some movement into your ankles and your wrists. And very gently open your eyes. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale loudly through the mouth. 2 more. Let's take 1 more breath. And then release the thumbs to the forehead for kind thoughts towards yourself and others. To your lips for kind words towards yourself and others. And to your heart for kind actions towards yourself and others. I salute you. Namaste. Thank you.